County health officials are warning residents after a Virginia resident with a confirmed case of measles visited a building in Bethesda earlier this month. According to health officials, the Virginia resident visited that building in the 7200 block of Wisconsin Avenue back on February 10th. I should add that Fox 5 is located in the 7200 block. While a bank and Starbucks appear to be located nearby, health officials did not go into further detail as to where the Virginia resident visited. Joining us to discuss this and so much more, and with regard to what one can do to prevent dealing with measles, is Dr. Eugene Lipov. He is the Chief Medical Officer and kind enough to join us right here on the Live Zone. Dr. Lipov, thank you so much for joining us and welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so obviously this is of a top concern for so many of us based right here within this building. You heard me make mention this taking place in the 7200 block of Wisconsin Avenue. That's either this way or this way within the same block of where I'm located right now. It's somewhat troubling. And so my first question to you, sir, is should I be concerned and those around me concerned as well?
Well, one thing to realize is that the incubation period, how long it takes for disease to present for measles, is 10 to 14 days. So it sounds like you're almost out of that. So if you don't develop anything in the next couple days, I think it'll be 14 days. So it happened 10th, correct? The exposure was the 10th.
Yeah. Dr. Lipov, hold that thought for me just 1 second. I got to follow breaking news. I don't want you to go. I'm going to take you back to California, where yet again just minutes ago, Nick Reiner entered a non-guilty plea with regard to killing his parents. Attorneys now speaking outside of the courthouse. Let's take a live look in.
Arguments that they would like to make in consideration for our going forward or not going forward with the death penalty. So that is an ongoing process. We will also, at that point, when we get all this information, it will be subject to not only a rigorous analysis, but many of the most experienced individuals in the DA's office with death penalty experience will be helping me evaluate that information. The third point with dates. Right now, the next date is April 29th for a preliminary hearing setting date. What will happen is that at that date, the judge has said it is 0 of 30 days. That translation, that means that within 30 days of that April 29th date, there will be a preliminary hearing unless additional time is sought by defense counsel, agreed to by the court, and the defendant agrees to also waive time. One can probably expect that there will be that additional time sought because of the volume of the discovery that will have to be gone through by defense counsel, by the fact that we're still waiting for the coroner's report, and by the fact that if defense counsel wants to seek any additional expert testimony, it will certainly take additional time. So that is the update on this case. Again, as we go through this process, we will provide you with more updates. But thank you very much today.
Has Mr. Reiner undergone any mental competency exams?
And I won't be answering any questions today. Thank you.
All right, there you have it. Yet again, more than 2 months after the stabbing deaths of Rob and Michelle Reiner, the famed couple's youngest son today entering a not guilty plea on 2 counts of first-degree murder. We'll take it back yet again to Dr. Lipov. We were discussing all things surrounding measles after, well, a case of measles confirmed to have taken place not too far from where I sit at this very moment. Dr. Lipov, we were discussing about some of the things that we should be concerned about and or if we should be concerned at all.
So concern is real, right? So measles is a very infective disease. So the good news for you is that it's been almost 2 weeks since the exposure. So you probably didn't get it from that person. However, it takes a while for it to show up. So 10 to 14 days. Let's say somebody does have it and they expose you to it. And the way measles get transmitted is through droplets from saliva. So when you're talking to somebody, it transmits about 6 feet. So if you're worried about it or you think there is a significant chance of exposure, I would suggest getting an MMR vaccine because if you can get it in within a couple of days after exposure, it can either shorten the course or prevent it altogether.
What are some of the symptoms one should look out for, doctor?
So the big ones are, there are 3 C's: cough, chorasia, which is runny nose, and conjunctivitis, red eyes. And which is photophobia also, which is the light starts to bother your eyes. The other thing that's very specific is called Koplik spots. It's basically blue and white lesions inside the mouth right here. So if you have any of those symptoms, as well as high fevers like 104, it could be very upsetting. And it can lead to problems, like significant problems, like encephalitis, which is infection of the brain.
Obviously, yet again, this is a topic of concern for so many folks as they are really worried about what they should expect after perhaps being exposed to measles. We'll end with this, Doctor, and that is, I'm hoping you could speak to the conspiracy theories surrounding the measles vaccine, meaning there are so many parents that opt not to have their child allowed to be vaccinated because they are concerned that something will go, well, let's just say, down the wrong path. What say you to all of that?
Well, I'm apolitical, so I will just give you medical information as is. The MMR vaccine has been around for 50 years, 50. The amount of people who die from it is 1 out of a million. So compare it against fatality rate, where people actually die from just getting measles, 1 out of 1,000. The comparison is not even close. So the chance of side effects, significant side effects, is very low. Again, vaccine's been around a very long time. So, I mean, everybody needs to make the best decisions, but
Sure.
If you compare 1 out of 1,000 deaths to 1 out of a million, I think it's an easy decision.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail right on the head with that one. Obviously, I see your book sitting to your left, my right. I'm hoping you can bring me up to speed with regard to what's it all about.
So this is the gut shot. It's called the gut shot. It's a procedure I pioneered 18 years ago, and it helps PTSD in about 10, 15 minutes. So I went from being an anesthesiologist to a pain doctor to now what I call myself a psychobiologist, which is psychological effect is actually biological effect. And putting local anesthetic in the neck seems to take it away in about 10, 15 minutes. And if you look at some of the challenge coins behind me, I've taken care of a lot of military personnel, especially special forces. It's been an honor of my life to do it. But I know a little bit about general medicine.
That you do also well. Yet again, the name of the book entitled The God Shot. And we have been speaking with Dr. Eugene Lipov, kind enough to join us right here on the Fox 5 Live Zone. We truly appreciate your time, sir.
Thank you, sir.